long term. But as I've been in all this time and been learning more about the company, and thanks to obviously all of you guys working hard and putting information out there for us, because the company doesn't give us much. But more than I learn going forward, I feel that I'm a long-term holder now on BBIG, because I believe the future is there. If everything works, there's always to hold long on top of the future. Thank you.
I just thought of it, and I'm just wondering if we're going to see more of that in the future. I don't remember, was he tied to BBIG, or was that discussions going to be under Kryptonite? Yeah, way, volatility to the stock when it unhalted. So I really grow into like the idea of how they management in the past. So I'm thinking, when the merger goes through, the management team will be a lot more solid than what we've seen. Young guy, you're right, but he's also knowledgeable when it comes to things like blockchain, it comes to things like crypto, it comes to things like finance, and to running a business, and to be able to bring in things like the NFT, Freescape, Cryptide, encouraging them to continue to further their endeavors and innovations they're doing. And and this is why I had the question I had posed to Aaron, was that, with the valuation of Zash and how successful they are, and what would they do is successful. And is there a way for us to find out? Because after accusations, we don't know if any of that's true. Some partnerships with the merger and stuff. So from what I saw back in 2021, AMC squeezed, and then after the AMC squeeze, BBIG was the only legitimate short squeeze since AMC had its run. And I wish I would have seen it. I wish I would have been following it a little bit closer. But they definitely announced further dilution in July, and they only had 250 million authorized shares, and it's still true today that they can never dilute. And so what I saw was basically, if you go look at all the other companies that squoze in 2021, they all started with 500 million shares. And so BBIG actually seemed like one of the best squeezes out there in the market, because there's only 250 million possible shares. And the proof of dilution in their SEC filing is what gave credence that it was going to squeeze, and that's when it ran from $3 to $12. After that, well, actually before that, in April 2021, Meet Kevin was talking about a lot of short squeezes, and one of them that he was talking about was FRX, which is like some type of workout company, and he was pumping it as a squeeze and brought on the CEO to interview on his YouTube, and a couple weeks after that happened, they merged with Body, and Body, another workout company, increased their outstanding shares by 600% after the merger. And so it seemed like FRX was a legitimate short squeeze, and they used the merger to destroy the short squeeze. And basically they merged with a company that had a lot more available shares to dilute, and it ended up killing the stock price. I think the same thing can be said for Redbox and Chicken Soup for the Soul. And I guess my main question is, I look at BBIG and I see 250 million shares, and I see all this potential in the future of what they could do. And I see retail's biggest value is that they own probably close to the majority of the outstanding shares, and there's not much left to dilute. And so for me, I guess my biggest question is why, can somebody point me in a direction where a merger ended up paying off retail investors very shortly after the merger? And if not, then I can point to several situations where it didn't help. And is there any outlook from you guys that you think maybe the merger is not the best answer for BBIG?
Well, I would argue that the companies you mentioned, like Redbox and Chicken Soup and the other one you mentioned, I would make the argument that those were essentially dying companies that were that merged or were acquired for the sake of saving the company. Whereas the merger in this case is separate from that. In that very instance, that just the fundamentals of it is much stronger with the merger than merging for the sake of the company not going bankrupt or filing bankruptcy or something like that.
Well, I guess the biggest question then for the BBIG merger would be, are they going to announce with the merger how many shares the other company is going to have outstanding ready to dilute? Are they going to announce the value of what percent of BBIG ownership is going to go into the ownership of the future company? In theory, they can merge, and your 60 to 70 to 80% ownership of BBIG could be dropped to 10% of the new company. And have we been given any details whatsoever on what that looks like?
Not directly, no. We've been given indirect information through the filings and actually through some of the court documents that's what the increase in authorized shares was for. That it was to facilitate the merger, which I assume means they would give the private investors portions of those shares. And in some of the court documents, the court documents in some of John Gallucci's complaints, he mentions that Ted Farnsworth wanted something around 140 million of the increased shares to go to Zash investors for the merger. I'm not saying that that's true, but that could be kind of a slight peek or insight into how things are being negotiated right now. But the company doesn't really say anything to us directly, no.
Has the result for the dilution vote from BBIG been announced?
Well, so far, from our understanding, the request to increase authorized shares has been rejected. So as far as we all know, the proposal to increase authorized shares has been rejected.
Well, that's been rejected. I mean, it would assume to say that retail does own the majority of shares in Mullen, and the same law that says they need a majority vote to increase the authorized shares would also say that they need a majority vote to induce the merger. And again, I'm just looking at BBIG as one of the smallest total outstanding possible diluted stocks available, and so it makes it one of the best squeeze opportunities. And again, just from the history that I've seen of following the stock market just for the last couple of years, I just never seen a merger payout where BBIG looks like it's going to pay out big if everything just stays the same where it is and people just continue to buy the dip.
Yeah, I mean, that's an argument that can be made. I mean, I originally, I don't want to say I got in because of the squeeze. I got in because of the chart, and because of the TA, and the price movements were very predictable and repetitive. But I think a lot of people had said they got into this play originally because it was a squeeze play. But you could argue that a lot of people had stayed in or they've added to their positions because of the fundamental value the company has. I mean, a lot of these squeeze plays, small caps, a lot of them are not very good companies, honestly. Let's be completely honest. They were originally, they're short squeeze plays because shorts got heavily involved in the companies because retail was heavily involved in the company or because the company wasn't doing very well. I mean, that's typically what a short squeeze is. It's a company performing very badly, and retail community just decides to step in and take advantage of the situation and buy and hold the shares. And that triggers.
Well, I mean, if you look at the SEC report on GameStop, they said it was neither a gamma squeeze or a short squeeze, and it seems more like like GameStop was the only one that really didn't dilute before it squeezed, but the rest of them started diluting before the squeeze. And so it seems like rather than calling it a short squeeze, the SEC seemed to more agree that it was a retail buying phenomenon. And
well, I'm not going to say the SEC's word for anything. I mean, that holds about as, holds no weight, in my opinion. It certainly was a squeeze from, in my opinion, it was a squeeze going from like, what, $10, $20 to $480.
you can call it.
Oh, where'd he go? Oh, he dropped off. Come back. Yeah, I kind of wanted to get in. Oh, he's back.
Hey, so real quick, when GP's talking about a squeeze, a lot of us, including myself, did get into BBIG because of the potential squeeze. How what's the probability of seeing a squeeze like that of GME? So, like, what was the utilization of the dark pool in that time? It seems like the market makers and the hedge funds have become a lot smarter and aggressive to prevent those kinds of things with the dark pool. Yeah, I mean, my answer to that would be GameStop didn't have, like, I don't think very many people were following the dark pool back when GameStop first happened, but after that, AMC hit record numbers of dark pool trading, and 3 months later, it was close to $72. So it seems like the dark pool is more of a way to mask the volume from retail, more of a way to mask what's really going on, but it only delays the inevitable. It doesn't seem to really stop them. Like, it doesn't seem to be a sure thing for them to stop a short squeeze, or a gamma squeeze, or a retail dilution squeeze, whatever you want to call the squeeze. Like, it doesn't have to be a short squeeze for retail to make money. Like, when you buy options, the market makers are the ones opening the options, and so if you happen to buy all the stock and it starts running up and you don't sell, like, the options are going to cause the market makers to lose money, which naturally creates a short squeeze. But yeah, I mean, that's all I can think about right now.
Yeah, all right, well, I'm going to end this call, so I definitely appreciate everybody who tuned in to listen to Eric and speakers, and I'm just going to have to cut it short. But yeah, I appreciate everybody who jumped on, and let's try to get those other people that we were talking about earlier to get up on a call and keep it moving forward. Tomorrow's another day, right? Stay positive and just keep up that solid DD. I appreciate everybody. Thank you, Lachlan, Lauren, Aaron, everyone who spoke. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, everybody. Thank you, Rick.
Welcome, Bill.
All right, so am I the only one that looks at this and hears that ending to that call that just got cut off out of nowhere and not like super sketched out of like, I crushed the DD, they don't like to hear what I say because I defend retail and I show retail how to really make the money and how to take the money from the rich. And anytime I start talking about it and there's an audience of 300 people, they got to shut it down. Meet Kevin always shuts down his live streams when I'm super chatting about Mullen. It's a common thing I got to deal with, people. And it's very annoying that retail doesn't appreciate what I do for them a little bit more.